to welcome Mrs. Doherty as the faculty speaker for the class of 2023.
Sophie and Gavin, that was an amazing and heartfelt introduction. Thank you so much. Your speech is representative about what I love about your graduating class. It was honest, engaging, and courageous. And as we know, anyone who can brave this stage and speak upon request is a true hero. Okay. Hi, class of 2023. You guys ready? I'll wait. You ready? Yeah! All right, we're in this together now. Here we go. You may vaguely recognize me as the goofy IB Econ teacher who dances in the hall and has almost certainly interrupted your history class for nonsensical reasons. For those of you who do know me, probably from IB Econ, you made this speech happen. So just to get in front of this, whatever the speech is, whatever it is destined to be, it is completely your fault. Before getting started, let's take a moment to acknowledge the others in attendance here today. Graduates, for most of you, the people who are here for you today have always been there for you. These people have logged hours driving to band practice or robotics competitions. They have cheered for you at field hockey games in the rain. They have lost years of their life expectancy teaching you to drive. And based on the shenanigans I've seen on George C. Marshall Drive, some parents might not think that sacrifice was totally worth it. Your family might be sad today as you transition out of childhood, or your parents might be figuring out if a Peloton can fit in your soon-to-be vacant bedroom. Either way, after you cross the stage, please don't forget to find them in the stands and acknowledge this occasion together. Class of 2023, it is an honor to be your graduation speaker. I know as a teacher we're not supposed to have favorites, but here's a secret, we totally do. And I can assure you that in my 18 years of teaching, and after a bizarre and challenging 4 years, you are my favorite graduating class. And I say this looking into the audience and seeing siblings and former students here today. Sorry. Because today we celebrate a group of diligent, thoughtful, joyous, and kind individuals. And I hope that each of you hold on to those traits as you move through your lives, whatever lies ahead. Your kindness and thoughtfulness was nowhere more apparent than when I asked some of you and what you wanted in your graduation speech. I was told inspirational things like, keep it short. And even if it's basic, we're still gonna clap for you. So class of 2023, thank you for keeping the bar so low for me. Even my own husband said, no student ever said they wanted the graduation speech to be longer. So with that encouragement and everyone's low expectations, I will try to keep this shorter than the attendance window line at 8:10 in the morning. You have all had an interesting road to get here. When you entered Marshall in the fall of 2019, no one would have predicted what your 4 years would look like. But before we talk about how you got here, and this is a surprise to no one who's had me as a teacher, let's talk about me. When I graduated from high school, I was pretty confident in who I was and what I wanted. I wanted a professional money-making career, and I saw studying economics as the best way to get there. At that time, I wasn't thinking at all about teaching, and I wasn't thinking at all about family. I had no idea if I even wanted my own children. Hi, Grant, Dale, and Will. I love you guys. I did know, with 100% certainty, at no point in my life would I ever drive a minivan. And to soccer practice? No. No minivan, no sliding doors, no car seats, no in-seat screens, no smush chairs in the seatbelt. A hard no. Instead, I was certain that my path would take me to serious ventures with mature people doing mature and serious things. So I graduated with a mature and serious degree in economics and started an office job with professional coworkers and became good friends with Microsoft Excel. And though this is what I thought I had wanted, I realized very quickly it wasn't the right fit for me. I didn't know it at the time, but clearly I needed to work in a place where kids asked me if I knew how to launder money, if Napoleon was a short baby, if the remediation that was completed yesterday was already graded, how many IB Econ questions they're supposed to answer on the IB exam when the cover sheet clearly says pick one of two, or if Prussia is a typo in the textbook. Knowing my life was missing these challenging questions, I changed plans and got my teaching credential and later came to Marshall to teach IB Economics and World History. And even now, well over a decade later, this is my place. I work with professional people who are supportive, kind, and definitely not that mature or serious. Social studies. I get to work with some really wonderful students, some of whom are even here today. At Marshall, I've come to understand the importance of finding a path where you feel like you can make a difference for individual people. And for each of you, I hope that you can find something that you enjoyed doing for decades, surrounded by people you love. While I wouldn't have predicted my own path when I was in your seat, each of you has so much more experience than I did adjusting yourself to the unpredictable future. When starting as 9th graders, you couldn't have imagined a worldwide pandemic shutting down parts of your freshman and sophomore year and wreaking havoc on your sports, extracurricular, and academic plans. The downsides of this time are obvious and still linger. I personally still shudder at the sight of a Zoom link as it reminds me to a year of lecturing to 24 blank screens. And though it was a challenging time for us all, and many of you didn't share your cameras ever, just to let that sit for a minute, there were upsides to this difficult time. One, our commutes got a lot shorter. And two, instead of you showing up to school wearing pajama pants, we all got to wear pajama pants as a community. If reflecting back on the past 4 years has taught us anything, it's that what lies ahead is unknown for us all. I believe I'm here as your speaker because my former self was open to reflection and change. So from that person who didn't really want to be around kids, who studied economics as a road to making money, I became a public educator with 3 kids of her own who voluntarily teaches freshmen and proudly drives a blue minivan. The door's just open. At this time, your future really is open, and no fork in the road that you take at 18, 19, or even 25 needs to be your final decision. Trust yourself and pivot if you need to. You have had years of support from everyone in this room, and thanks to that support and your own experiences, you are all more equipped than I was to navigate and embrace the unknowns ahead of you. In economic terms, your quality resource inputs have resulted in vast reserves of human capital that can act as a natural hedge against random uncertainty. No way I thought that would get the largest clap. So that was for me, so thank you for letting me work in one proper econ analogy. The only thing that is certain is that you really cannot predict the future, but I promise you, whatever it is, you guys are ready. And just to prepare you for the upper echelon among you, that future might even contain a minivan. Thank you and congratulations, class of 2023.